Welcome back, you beautiful brave hearts all around the world. My today's one a day is too toxic to heal. Now, you might think, well, I thought that you said, Daryl, that you could reverse the irreversible, or at least show people how to reverse the irreversible. I thought you said that people could heal from anything. Well, they could if they had the right mindset. Most people are so overwhelmed with all the BS, bad science, bad belief systems. And I mean this in the nicest way, but I'm telling you right now that 999 people out of 1,000 will never be able to totally have the life that they deserve on this planet. And the problem is because, they don't know how to break free from the family curse. They don't know how to stand in their own individual personalized power. I'm going to go slowly with this because everybody needs to get this. When I say too toxic to heal, I want you to understand something. It doesn't matter how much these psycho tyrants throw at us on this planet. I might get tired, maybe even have a little headache sometime, or say I need to step back and take a break. But I will never have a disease. And that's the truth. I've spent my life mastering my mind. But for most people, they have a landmine. And when I say people are too toxic to heal, I'm talking about on an emotional basis. Do you know how many people want to talk to me about going to their doctors, which aren't doctors? They're physicians and surgeons. I'm not trying to put them down. They're great for emergency care, which is only 1% of healthcare. Meanwhile, they control 99%, and that's why we have all these autoimmune diseases, because medical doctors should only be looking after emergency care. If they're looking after your general health care, then you are an emergency. You are a 911. When I say too toxic to heal, you have to understand something. If you're the average person who watches the news, or you follow the Olympics, or you're into sports on TV, or you're into Netflix, or you basically do what the majority does, then you're going to become what the majority becomes. End of story. The reality is too toxic to heal. You'll never be too toxic to heal if your belief systems actually were based on vibration and frequency. But most people base their actual healing, first of all, first and foremost, doctors, then drugs. I'm going to go see my doctor, who's just a physician and a surgeon. He's not even a doctor. Unless somebody is actually trying to show you how to have a perfect day on an emotional and a nutritional level, then you're just wasting your time, and you're living this grand illusion, that there's an outside savior that's going to save you. That's not going to happen. It'll be temporary at best. Permanent healing has to do with a permanent change of your personality, to change your reality. And when I say too toxic to heal, well, just know this. I already said only 1 out of 1,000 will walk away with the Holy Grail, because they'd have to have an understanding, and they'd have to have enough courage and believe and have faith in themselves. Oh, more than an outside, external, savior coming to save them, whether it be in the form of a practitioner or something else. Too toxic to heal means that your belief systems, they devalue you. I talked to a really lovely woman today, and her partner was going to go off and get his dialysis. Now, this same person, I talked to this same couple, and they know that I'm talking right now about it. I actually said that. I said, I'll tell everyone that you're from a small town in Pakistan. I'm just kidding. But the reality is I'm not going to give you their identity, but guess what? Everybody's going through this. The world is not a swamp for me. The world is a high vibrational healing place for me. But that's only if you have the belief systems. And that means that, guess what? You have to be the black sheep that becomes the black wolf, that becomes the leader of the pack, to the point that you are brave enough to lead people. That means that you have to what? Take the bantering, okay, and the poking at you, and the calling down from your friends, from your family, from your neighbors, from the world. 99.9% of the world are all addicted. They're all addicted to toxins. And that's it. All the flavors that are put into everything we drink and we eat. And understand something, everybody. Your subconscious will do whatever it can to protect your addictions. And whether you want to believe it or not, it is so easy to get people out of their addictions. But it will only be a temporary if you do not get them to understand one thing, and that is unconditional love for yourself. The more unconditional love that you can do, and the more that you will protect yourself. Because guess what? If you don't have unconditional love for you and you have conditional love for you, and you need to get your love from other people, then guess what? I just talked to this beautiful lady. Her husband's on his way to get kidney dialysis. She made herself responsible for his healing. Because guess what? She was raised with not enough value. Like the rest of us, there's nothing wrong with her. She's just programmed like everybody else. Every woman, every man, every child, every person went to a governmental school or a governmental church, almost everyone. I shouldn't say everyone, almost everyone. And everything is orchestrated out there, okay, that we are never good enough. Do you ever notice you went through all the way through school and you're never good enough? When am I going to get there? When am I going to get there? When am I going to get mine? When am I going to get appreciated? When am I going to get my value? When you do it for yourself. There's no savior coming. You have to put the highest price tag on yourself, because people can only give to you what they have. When you come to me, I'm going to put the highest price tag on you that I can. And that means that I am going to give you the highest vibrational frequency, but you've got to want it. And here's the problem. Most of you believe that having a high vibrational frequency and unconditionally loving yourself and not making yourself into a sinner, a loser, a failure, okay, is a sure way to get yourself to go to hell, or everybody's going to think that you're selfish and conceited. Meanwhile, guess what? This is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure, and you better learn that unconditional love is the one law in the universe that everybody needs, because the rest are all rules for fools. Rules for fools. Too toxic to heal. Most people are too toxic to heal because they will never have enough love for themselves to say no to drinking that, to eating that, to watching that, to doing that, to hanging around. I'm talking to this beautiful lady today, and she's talking about how she came off of opiates and she wants to guide people. And I was just telling her how you have to understand that you can get people to do things through willpower, but they're just going to fall right back into it. If you can get people to actually believe in unconditional love and do it, and then find out they're not going to go to hell, they're not going to die for that, they're going to thrive because of that. Too toxic to heal? Let me tell you. Let me go back to the gentleman who went for dialysis, and they have a relationship where, guess what? He keeps causing trauma, and she keeps coming to save him. What is that? Does that sound new to you? I don't think so. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I said, listen, the only thing that's going to help him, because what did he do? Well, we just got his butt out of the fire, okay? And I said, in no circumstances can you have animal protein. He went back to eating animal protein. And he says, well, you know, I'm losing weight. He's not losing weight. He's losing toxins. He has the same amount of muscle that he had before he started. But he's losing toxins. But what we don't get, everyone, too toxic to heal, you're too toxic up here. You're too toxic up here. Meaning that, guess what? He doesn't even know that he is being gamed by his subconscious, which then games his beautiful wife. And I'm telling her, you know what? You need to stop the game. Your relationship with each other is, he causes trouble, you run to the rescue. He causes trouble, and that's because you've always wanted to be his healer. You always wanted to have value, so this is your relationship. And it's toxic, like most marriages, like most couples out there, like most families are toxic. Family doesn't come first for me, okay? So understand that, okay? What comes first for me is loyalty, integrity. You know, I say to people, you know what? Okay, all right? Blood makes us relatives, yes. But loyalty, integrity, and honesty makes us family. So understand, he has to be honest to himself, and she needs to be honest to herself, because we all run emotional addictions in our relationships. What if we were two spirit beings coming together? And we looked at this place as a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. No matter how big the bomb goes off. I'm not going to talk about myself today, but I was 14 days in LA with the Australian government playing games with me. And it all came down to who I am and what I'm trying to teach out there. And so I'm blocked. But understand, that's not why I'm telling you the story, because I don't care how big the bomb that goes off. I got this. I got this. This is a movie, and I'm my own director, and I am the leading star, and it's going to be a love story, heroes movie, every time. So here I am, 14 days in LA, should have been not even there one day, and then on my way. Okay, but you know, circumstances, we don't need to go into it. But the reality is guess what? We're staying in LA, and believe it or not, I'm like, whoa. Wow, I'm at the airport in LA at a hotel because I got to stay there in case I can get my plane. So then if I want to go to Whole Foods or I want to go someplace to eat great, okay, it's like $50, $60 just to take an Uber and then to take an Uber back. So I'm telling you that out of those 14 days, I don't know if it's 14 or 16 days, I can't keep up. But the reality is it was like about 6 of those days, Lori and I just did our nutraceuticals. That's right, not supplements. We carry nutraceuticals, meaning we took what other people make into supplements and we made them into nutraceuticals, meaning high vibrational frequency. Trust me, that's what it's all about. If you really believed and knew what you were, you are a spirit being in this meat suit. Now, I'm not going to disrespect this meat suit, but guess what? This is not who I am. This is just who I am during this movie. I'm Daryl. I'm supposedly a man, okay? And the reality is, okay, everybody makes up all this stuff, but the reality is I'm none of this. I am a spirit being and I am eternal. And being a spirit being, everything that I want to do has to be high vibrational. This means that I'm not going to hang around. I'll go visit, but I'm not going to hang around with low vibrational family and friends that I used to have, and I am not discounting them. I'm telling you that if they drink, smoke, toke, if they get into watching CNN, if they're into sports, I don't want any of that. I want a high vibrational life because I know this, that if I can feed my spirit and bring my vibration up high enough, why do you think Jesus would meditate, okay, meditate, and do a 40-day meditation and a fast? Well, it's all about vibration. So understand, I did my nutraceuticals, and I did them not 2 or 3 times a day. I was doing them like 6 or 8 times a day when all this stress in LA. LA has 5G everywhere. They have these most dumbest cactus-looking trees, 5G all over the place, okay? All right? They have chemtrails almost every day. We know it's highly toxic there. Everybody speaks really fast, okay? And you can see the high anxiety. And I just said, Lori, let's just take our nutraceuticals and make sure we do our exercises, and that's what it's all about. People are too toxic to heal because guess what? I said to her, let's not go running around looking for food, because it's not food we need. It's energy we need. And whether you want to believe this or not, my nutraceuticals are better than any food that you eat. And I'm not trying to tell you to stop eating food. I'm not trying to tell you to buy my products. I'm trying to tell you that if you knew that you were an energetic spirit being, you would understand